Okay, so over the past few weeks we've seen WWE Games release the official entrances for superstars in WWE 2K20, and for the most part those entrances have been pretty good, bar maybe one, Samoa Joe. Now that's not because he's got a terrible mullet, but it was more to do with a lighting issue. Something just didn't work out with that entrance, but we'll give that one a pass because the likes of Buddy Murphy, Kevin Owens, and most recently Aleister Black have all looked very good. Now my issue isn't with the visuals that come with those entrances, it is to do with the sound and the commentary team. Now it's not so much those that reside in the commentary booth, that being Corey Graves, who now looks like this in my copy of WWE 2K19. His eyes are glued shut. Doesn't need to see the action anymore to call it. Go figure. That's just the way he looks. Michael Cole, who is a big problemo for any WWE commentary team, but it's not that. And of course Byron Saxton, who I have no idea why he's on the commentary team once again, but he's back for more. It's not to do with those that sit in the commentary box, albeit it would have been nice to have Renee Young as an introduction to the commentary team this year. She's been on Raw for quite some time now, but we'll wait to see if she's a part of the Women's 2K showcase. It's not that. It's the way that commentary is handled overall in a WWE game. The sound of the commentary, it still sounds so terribly wooden. It doesn't feel like those commentators are in the moment. It doesn't feel like Corey Graves, Michael Cole, Byron Saxton are sat ringside watching your match unfold as you play it out in a WWE game, and it should feel like that. Some might say, well, that's just like real life WWE, so 2K have the commentary on point. Okay, you got me there. I can't argue with that, but there are other franchises out there which are getting commentary on point. UFC, for example. Take a quick look.
Second round underway. Oh, big shot. He's got him hurt here. Oh, he nailed him. Oh, he's knocked out.
He's doing a very good job of parrying and blocking all the shots that are coming towards his head.
Oh!
Oh, you hurt him.
Watch the shot here, Joe.
He's doing a very nice job protecting his head here. Oh, another shot. He's hurt bad. He is in trouble. This fight is dangerously close to being stopped.
Well, some have gotten through, Joe. This shot is blocked.
Did you feel the difference from UFC to WWE? Did you not just feel that the UFC commentary packs a punch? It feels like the commentators are outside the octagon watching the action unfold inside the arena with the fans, and it does feel authentic and it does feel atmospheric. I do, and I love it. Now the commentary might be on point from an EA Sports and UFC perspective, but that's not to say that that game too doesn't have its flaws. But back to the commentary, this isn't just going on now. There are games of the past that have generated that authenticity, that atmospheric feeling, and these games are over 10 years old. And I picked up a copy just the other day of the PlayStation 2 Showdown Legends of Wrestling. First and foremost, I don't know how they got the license for all the superstars they had in that game, the likes of Hulk Hogan, Sting, Jake the Snake Roberts, The Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, just to name a few. But they did. But the commentary, albeit it isn't as fluid as it could be, bear in mind again, this is over 10 years ago, released back in 2004, it does sound like Tony Schiavone and Larry Zbyszko, and also Bobby the Brain, who does sound rather different in this game. I believe this was recorded after he'd had his issues with his illnesses, so you have to bear that in mind too. But Tony Schiavone and Larry Zbyszko definitely sound like they're sitting at ringside, calling the action, and the gameplay ain't that great, I'll tell you that now. And if the commentary did have a bit more fluidity, which you would expect now, coming up to 2020, I mean, that is years on from when this game was released. This is the commentary that I'd like to hear in a WWE game. And again, I will say this, the commentary doesn't have that fluidity. At the time when this game was made, it just wasn't capable of doing it. But the sound of the voice of the living legend and Tony Schiavone sounds like it's in the moment. It doesn't sound like you've got two commentators stuck in a box, rehearsing their lines and reading out their commentary. It feels like they're there. The crowd is behind them. It really does. So have a listen to it. Check it out.
And now it's time for some action. Welcome to Showdown, Legends of Wrestling, brought to you by Acclaim Entertainment and the best wrestlers ever to step into the squared circle. I'm Tony Schiavone, here with the living legend Larry Zbyszko and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
You got that.
Living legend, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
It will be a good one, that's for sure.
No doubt about it.
Here we go.
So that was over 10 years ago with Acclaim and Showdown Legends of Wrestling. And it feels like to me, if that commentary style had developed over the years, all the way up to present, you'd have something like the UFC commentary. Not the WWE 2K commentary, where it sounds like two people, or three people now, are in a room recording audio and recording lines, which are then going to get overlaid into a video game. I think it should be more than that. And even more so, now that we've heard Greg Hamilton in WWE 2K20, because it does show signs that it is achievable from 2K to get that desired effect, because Greg Hamilton sounds so authentic calling the superstars as they make their way to the ring. It really does. It's a massive step up from previous years, but the commentary team, it's not there yet. And it doesn't feel like much improvement was done to make it get there. So I'm hoping that once 2K see all the positive feedback from how everybody loves Greg Hamilton and his passion and enthusiasm and him sounding in the moment with superstars coming to the ring, they see that positive feedback, they will then go and look and think, maybe the commentary team needs to get a revamp too. And I hope so. So I want to get your views and opinions on this. I came to this conclusion after playing a little bit of UFC, then going back and playing a few retro games, picking up Showdown Legends of Wrestling. By all means, not the best game, but the commentary, in my opinion, for its time, pretty good. Then seeing these entrances that 2K have released, hearing how good Greg Hamilton sounds, only to then question why the commentary team didn't receive something to bring them up to the authenticity level that Greg Hamilton has produced. So have your say in the comment section. What do you think about the commentary in a WWE game? Do you think it enhances your matches? Do you think it adds value to your matches? Do you keep the audio on from a commentary side when you play a WWE game, or do you even turn it off? And how does it compare, say, if you're a player of UFC or maybe some of the retro games of the past? I want to get your views and opinions. How can 2K improve the commentary? I feel that it is one of the more lackluster parts of the game, but it is important because for the most part, unless you turn it off, it's always there, all the time. But for now, have your say. Please rate, comment and subscribe. And this is Delzinski, and I'll see you later.